Hey everybody, this is Wake Angel 2001, and we are coming at you with the minifigures made for the $10 reward patrons. The Patreon rewards for the $10 patrons. Sounds kind of awkward. Anyway, the first one I made this month was Ryanic's minifigure, Scourge. Yes, good old Scourge, Sonic's evil twin. Since he is, of course, Sonic's evil twin, the figure is almost identical to Sonic. So you know the drill. I made a round ball for the head, and then once it hardened, I was able to sculpt on the face and spines and stuff. And the big difference being that Scourge wears a pair of shades, so, put those up there. The body is pretty much almost exactly the same, except that he wears big blunt boots as opposed to pointy little shoes, and he has thicker arms because, he's wearing a jacket. Aside from that, in this style, there really isn't too much different to them, so let's take a look at the completed figure. And he's all painted, and, he has the scars on his chest inflicted upon him by Locke, Knuckles' father. That is, before the Genesis wave or the Penders lawsuit kicked in. And, standing next to that little Sonic figure, which I still had at the time I completed, you can see how, they are pretty much nearly identical to each other. This might be a good idea. If, I would try to send you guys your minifigures as soon as I make them, but if you plan on your minifigure being paired with your following minifigure, you might want to let me know so I'll hold on to it longer, because it might be useful to have the two of them next to each other so I can compare and make sure that they match. Alright, so the second minifigure this month is for AC Reinhardt. Reinhardt was a little clever. He wanted a minifigure that he could stand next to his regular Sonic collection, so he went with the blue Flicky, a character which is naturally supposed to be smaller. So the blue Flicky kind of looks a little bit like Tweety Bird, and I made him in 4 parts. First of all was the body, which I put some holes in the sides, and then made the wings with points on them that I could stick into those holes. The same way that I made Lapras's flippers, this would ensure that they wouldn't droop under their own weight, since they're such thin little bits of epoxy, and they would stand out like wings. The head, of course, looks very much like Tweety Bird's, just painted differently. So put together, we get a little Flicky, little blue bird, and looks pretty good, about right when you stand it next to a 3-inch Sonic figure. So yeah, once he gets this into his place, he can stand it with the rest of his Sonic toys. And I imagine he's probably going to want me to make more Flickies in the future, because I believe there's like 5 different variants, at least if we're going by the Sonic 3D Blast thing. And that takes us to the final character, which was made for Cheesa95. It's Penghu. No, I have no idea who Penghu is, and Cheesa wanted him to be doing this Newt face. I have no idea what the Newt face is either. So, yeah. Penghu is basically a penguin. Penguins are pretty simple little creatures. He just make a little box for the body, big flat feet, wings, and a little round head. Funny thing is, when I painted the head, if it wasn't for the fact that, since the beak is red, if it wasn't for the fact that it was shaped like a giant kazoo, you might be led to believe that this is actually some kind of weird minstrel thing. I mean, I suppose if it was actually sculpted in the shape of a penguin beak, no one would think it was a minstrel thing, because it wouldn't be mistaken for lips, but come on, the completely black face and little beady eyes, like, that totally looks like a minstrel thing. For those not in the know, minstrel is basically the word for blackface. Like Mr. Popo or Jinx from Pokemon. Well, that's all 3 minifigures for this month. Don't worry, I am working on more substantial things, and I have been working all along. It's just, these minifigures get done faster. And I just wanted to do all 3 of them in one video because, individually they're not that much. Alright, so this is Wake Angel 2001, signing off.